cameras can help you accomplish that. Encourage your community to use your meeting space like Hello, hello, hello. This is Alonzo Hall, your all-star advisor. I'm giving you a sneak peek at, again, something that your elite financial professionals should be at, which is the Conference of African American Financial Professionals. And we have here one of our social media greats, Miss Tiffany Alicia, who is the budgetnista. Of course, they bought it. Just the other day, yesterday, I saw a woman who was like, hey, I'm really checked the Caafp get good money. And I have a question about credit. And I saw all these answers underneath. 27. What's so great is I get to be the fearless leader. I get to and to create the vision. But then what you're really wondering is the way they stay connected is because they're connected to each other and then also connected to you. So making sure you have a place where whatever activity you've created, they can do that together there at that place. So 4, love them and they will love you. This seems a little kumbaya, but I promise I truly care about my audience. People will always ask me all the time, and they're just like, why do they go so hard for you? Because I go so hard for them. Have you ever had like a teacher in school who you could just tell she really cared about you? She just put extra effort into like whatever it is that she was teaching you. I'm talking about you specifically, not the class. I'm talking about you. And you just felt like, wow, Miss Kate is like so nice to me. And she always makes sure that like my homework is done correctly. And she always makes sure that I understand what we're working on. When someone feels that someone actually cares about them, they lower that barrier and they allow themselves to be cared and looked after. And so you can't fake this. Like you have to actually care about the people that you're serving. And I do. It's the reason why I was able to take the budgetista. I started the budgetista, like I said, about 11 years ago, in 2010. And I was then, I think the first year maybe I made maybe $2,500 a year. $2,500 in unemployment sustained me. Now, just last year, we crossed over our first $10 million a year. I used to be a preschool teacher. Preschool teacher to a multi-business owner that crossed over the $10 million mark. How? One of the secret ingredients is this, because I truly care about my audience. I care that they're struggling with their finances, and I tell them so. I care that they're having a hard time. And what happens is I care, and then I ask, what can I do? Then I create the resource, and then they get it. Get Go With Money spent 8 weeks on the New York Times bestsellers list. I'm not famous. Almost my mom. I'm not famous. Why? How? In just a few months, it sold over 75,000 copies already. My book agent called me yesterday. She was like, girl, you're selling 2,000 copies a week. I'm like, who's buying it? Dream catchers. And then dream catchers are telling their mom, their cousin, their sister. Why? Why? You want to know why? Because I care about them. I asked them what they needed, what they were struggling with. I created it, said like this. They said more like this, went back to the drawing board, said just like this. And then I created a guide. And as a result, they are pouring into me because I poured into them. So I want you to, they should know how much you, just how much you really do honestly care about the work that you're doing. When I used to teach preschool, I used to tell the younger teachers who were starting when I was after 10 years of teaching that like, if we were just packing boxes, it's okay, you don't have to care. But these are kids. So you have to pour in a different type of energy. When you work with people, the same has to be said. You have to pour in a different type of energy, okay? So, and it also reminds you, remember that all that you give to your community, brand it. So if I'm doing a free checklist or a challenge or whatever, I'm branding it because I know when they share it with their cousin, sister, mother, aunt, and everyone else, they're going to be like, wow, the budgetista again? Wow, she cares so much. Every time I turn around, I'm seeing something amazing and resourceful from this person. So just keep that in mind. Something else, when you're thinking about loving them and they'll love you back, pour into them regularly. Be transparent. Transparency is key. Even if you mess up, I will share that I've messed up. I will share how I'm going to do better. Care for them in a real way. Show them how hard you work on their behalf. I show them all the time. I'm always like, this is what I'm working on for you guys. I would love your feedback. sometimes I'll even do a focus group. Like when my book came out, I did something called the Dreamcatcher 500 because I've got 500,000 people on my email list. Over the last 10 years, we've grown to that. And so I said, I would love 500 of you to kind of be like a focus group for the book. I'll give you a digital version for free. Give me your feedback. They love that because it showed the larger audience, look how hard Tiffany's working on our behalf to make sure this new project that she has is going to be great. So that's why they came out in droves to buy it. Take them on the journey with you. Major key here is to be genuine, be genuine, be genuine, be genuine, because people can honestly feel that. Once your community believes in you and loves you, I promise you, you won't have to ask them for as much. They will actually lean into you. I'll give you an example. So sometimes I'll do something called a JV, which is a joint venture. So I'll find someone who's an expert in the field, like a credit expert or someone who is like a debt expert, whatever, and they have an amazing product that I really believe in. So we'll do a joint venture together and I'll say, hey, audience, come join me tomorrow. My friend is going to teach a lesson. And then she also has this amazing project or product that she wants to share with you. And it's someone who I believe in and my audience believes me because it's been 10 years. They know that I put their needs before even my own. And so they come, and without fail, we almost always close at 6 figures. Meaning that someone, because of the resources that I provided time and time again, that I can share someone else's product and pass that trust over onto them. And I mean, we've closed as high as $750,000 in a weekend. It's insane, And so I'm just sharing with you. I want you to know that your ability to build trust with your community is really going to be the cornerstone for creating a long-lasting, profitable business. That I put people and passion and purpose first, and profit comes without fail. Last but not least, be the go-to resource. So I don't know all the things, but what I do try to do is I might not know all the things, but I will find someone who knows the thing and bring them to you. So communities love when they can consistently come to you and you're like, oh, Tiffany, well, let me just see if Tiffany knows. Although her specialty might be budgeting and savings, credit and debt, but when it comes to investing, maybe she knows someone. People ask me all the time, what bank do you use? What that do you use? What CFO? What accountant? Because they know that I'm a go-to resource and they know that I show up consistently for them. So being consistent is key. Show up with knowledge, solutions, and answers for your community. Being a teacher, like I teach all the time. People want to learn. So lean into them and teach regularly. I know that there definitely are regulations that you guys have to adhere to, but do so. But be open to teaching regularly. People don't know. You have doctors and lawyers and mechanics and engineers and pharmacists who know their field implicitly, but they don't know basic personal finance, and they're looking to you. Show up and teach regularly, and they will come back over and over and bring people with them. Connect with other resource providers and share them with your community. So even though you might be a specific type of resource provider, I want you to kind of gather like a cadre of your financial professionals and friends and bring them along with you. Because what you're wanting to be almost is a mall, right? So yes, you have one store in the mall and people come to you, but people go to the mall because there's so many other places that they can go as well. So I collect other financial educators in different pockets, like a credit one and a debt one, because I'm wanting that when people need anything financial, they come to me. And then I can help direct them because I know that when it's my turn, they'll come directly to me for my expertise. And when you do so, it helps to build your expertise and your trust within your community. Like that is key and super critical. I think not enough people know that combining forces with other people could really transform your business, especially when it comes to working with women, especially when it comes to working with people of color. Create a no judgment zone. So I know that there are a lot of financial educators and experts, unfortunately, who use judgment as a way to teach, but I found that for women, I found that for people of color, and it's not so useful. You know, because money can already be scary, especially for our audience. Money can be so scary, and oftentimes they haven't been taught or they've been shamed. Like, I hear stuff like, well, I bet you use that money for Jordans, or I bet you use it. And it's like, there's really no place for judgment and personal finance. If you are here to teach, to reach, and to transform, there's no place for judgment. I want you to create a safe space where they can come to you to learn and grow. Because when they do that, like, people will lean into you. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a stage, I've taught a session, and I've been like, like maybe I'll go to the bathroom to wash my hands or something. And then like the waiter will be in there and be like, what, this happened to me legitimately. She was like, psst. I was like, yes. She was like, I heard you talk on stage. And I said, yes. She said, my grandmother passed away recently. And I was just like, I'm sorry to hear that. She's like, but she's left me a few $100,000. What should I do with it? I was like, wait, what? I didn't even know her. When I tell you, because this is the magic of being an ex-preschool teacher, because preschool teachers are so good at getting little ones to love them, to lean into them. And when I tell you, when I taught preschool, I used to know all the parents' business. I'm like, I don't want to hear all of this. But kids, once they feel connected and close to you, will tell all their business. And then this happened at home. And then I didn't like my spaghetti. And mommy said this, and daddy did that, and auntie said that. The same thing happens now with adults. A woman hit me on Instagram and told me that she'd won the lottery for like over $1 million. And she said, I'm not sure what I should do. Can you make some suggestions? And I said, well, one, don't tell people that. I said, because I can easily go to your Instagram and see your whole life on there. You put yourself in jeopardy. I hope you didn't tell anyone else. She said she didn't. And I told her, you need to find a financial advisor ASAP. But do you see that kind of trust? People will tell you, our community doesn't care about money. That's not true. I've got over 1 million people that would suggest otherwise, or they don't want to do better with money. That's not true. Or they don't trust financial folks. That's not true. You have to just make yourself trustworthy, and in doing so, they will bring everyone to you. Like, there are people who I can't even help. That's why I said, like, I have literally created this cadre of people that I send people to, because I don't know all the things, but they know I can bring you to Tiffany, and if Tiffany says this person is good, and then they're good. So being mindful that you want to be the go-to resource, one of the best ways to do so is to create an environment of kindness and no judgment. So to review, build your community, create a meeting space for them, identify commonalities, love them and they will love you, and be the go-to resource. I hope that was really helpful, because do you guys have any questions? I think that you are...
This is live at the Conference of African American Financial Professionals 2021. This is just a brief sneak peek. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are enjoying the content, make sure you hit the like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And if you'd like to contribute to channel growth, my information is scrolling across the screen. If you'll notice here, we also have Tiffany Alicia, who is the Budgetnista. And that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, remember, wipe ass work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass work in progress every day and see success. And remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.
Although I don't currently want to wear my specialty are teachers. Like, when I was looking